in an era where when internet was not there. Okay, and it was around 2000 or 2001 when internet was not that much famous. So what was happened, like if I have to develop an application for my company, so I have to actually set up IT setup. What is IT setup? IT setup is nothing, just a server or proper hard disk, CPU, computers. I have to arrange every IT setup for my application to deploy. So developer will start the application in later phase. First, I have to think about where my application will be deployed, what server, what operating system I have to use. So companies will require in previous era lots of budget about it. So if I have to develop even a simple to-do application, for example, where I just have to add some task and all. For example, I need this application for my company, for my employees to use it. So to make this application in real world to use by my employee, I have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars first. Today it is not the case. Today you can build this application even you can say in few dollars only. So this is the change what happened with the cloud. So previously when cloud was not there, every company who is running their application, they have to set up their own IT infrastructure. And IT infrastructure, setting up IT infrastructure is a big task, guys, because you need server, you need proper rooms, server rooms, you need 24 by 7 electricity because your application cannot go down. You need IT people who can do your installation of your computer, who can install your hard disk, CPU, memory, as well as they should be expert in operating system management. They should be expert in database. So you understand the pain, guys. There are lots of people you even required before developing or starting one line of code. And this is just, I'm talking about setting up the IT infrastructure. And the problem is to do this application development, there is a huge cost involved, and that is not refundable also. If tomorrow some memory corrupted, tomorrow some electricity, due to some high electricity voltage or something, some mishappening happened to the server room. For example, earthquake came. For example, some civil issues happen within the country or within that local city where my server was. Everything is gone again. I have to set up again this task. So managing and doing maintenance of IT server room become very costly to the companies. And after that, some company said, okay, I will manage the IT. You just manage, your application. Then that time also only few companies were managing these tasks. For example, Dell and other companies similar to Dell, HP, they were managing the computing or IT landscape for the bigger organization. They said, okay, we will manage your servers, electricity, powerhouses, and IT team. You just run your application and other thing. We will manage everything. So they will take huge amount of prices even for that. It's like we will manage your IT infrastructure, but we will take huge amount from you. So that was also a huge pain for a company. If you guys, for example, today wanted to build any application, you can't do that if cloud was not there, because there was no AWS, there was no Azure, there was no GCP. These days you have heard these names, cloud name. At the time that no name was not there, and only few companies were managing the IT landscape, because you need physical server to deploy your application, right? You need electricity, you need internet, you need everything, or you need a people who can run restart your servers. So that's the reason, it was a big task to develop an application or managing that application. It was very costly business. Okay. And after that, internet become, you can say, a very popular. Every people started using internet, and then this company came into the picture. They like this AWS. Initially I think AWS started this business, and then what happened, everything got changed. And you can say, what happened, they provided this virtual machines and IT infrastructure at very low cost, because they created huge amount of servers, what they called is region, or you can say data centers. Now these days are data center. AWS has, I think, more than 80 data centers around the world these days, and they make it very cheap also. So these days you don't have to spend thousands of $1,000, on IT infrastructure, because they are doing AWS, Azure, and Google. They are doing it on mass scale. I mean, they are kind of doing server farming, just like farmers, grow, vegetables, or you can say the food for us. They are growing, they are managing these servers in very, very huge scale. There are very, very big data centers in all the countries, almost all the countries and region, all the continents these days, by AWS, Azure, and GCP. Multiple regions are in Europe, USA, in India also. GCP has data center in Noida. Even you don't. I don't know if you guys have seen that in Noida, Delhi, Mumbai, and they have in Bangalore, I guess also. Similarly, AWS and Azure. So these data centers are very, very huge, and they provide these resources, virtual machine over internet. People can, anyone, who know about little bit about this virtual machine and AWS and Azure, they can actually access the virtual machine server and any platform over internet. They just have to do some kind of payment. Even initial trial version is free, okay, and they have to just to do a payment, a few amount of payment, and you can purchase a safe server and you can deploy your application. It is that much easy these days because of these cloud companies. So cloud, the definition, I just wanted to tell you the story behind it. Like previously there was a huge pain and why cloud was needed, and what is the solution? It is the solution, you guys already know, like it is a space over internet which you can access easily from any place around the world. You can access any virtual machine, and once you are able to access the virtual machine, you can deploy any application on that, and your application is up and running. Even on weekend, people launch these days application on weekend itself. They deploy a full stack application over weekend, and their multiple users are using that application. So today's world is very, very fast. It is not required lots of IT people, infrastructure, server rooms, and all to deploy your application. Someone else already doing it for you, and over internet access is also very easy. So that's the only thing I wanted to tell. So definitely cloud is a server on internet where your application code will be deployed. Okay. So we will be using servers and this cloud space from next week onwards. Definitely, you guys will be developing application, full stack application, and deploying these application on the cloud as well. So definitely we are going to do that. So what is cloud computing? I already explained. It make your resources over internet, access your resources over internet, that you guys already know. It make easy to start, okay, and affordable. The server procurement. Previously, I explained you guys it was very costly, but since cloud is there these days, it is very, very you can say lower cost. Development is very quick. I give you an example. People are developing full stack application over weekend. Within 2 days, these people who are good in full stack development can deploy end-to-end application over a weekend, and you guys will be able to do it after end of this internship. You guys will be that much pro after this internship. You will be deploying full stack application over weekend only. That's our goal itself. Okay, and it is easy to scale. It is easy to scale as well. So in cloud, actually, you don't. If some memory is completed, for example, you purchase 2 GB of memory on server, and it is about to full, right? 2 GB memory. It is easy to scale automatically. Or server will upscale to 4 GB. You don't need to go manually. You have to. Previously, what was happened when cloud was not there, manually people were upscaling the memory. They go to server room, they purchase the memory, then they restart the server after installing the memory. That was the story, previously. But these days on cloud, it happening automatically. You just have to do the payment. So previously, if you were doing 2 GB payments to the server company like AWS, Azure, now it will automatically upscale your upgrade your server to 4 GB, and your payment, you just need to make sure your payment is done. So it is very easy. Okay, and uh, so everything they make happen over internet only, and over these clouds you not only have IT infrastructure of virtual machine, you have lots of other areas like you have storage, databases, networking, AI and machine learning capabilities as well these days. Okay, and there is important thing actually I just wanted to mention here. The previous version of cloud was on premise. Actually, the term which you have to remember, guys, it is on premise. On premise means the server was installed at your place previously, actually. Okay, so that is the name. That is there is was a keyword for that called on premise. So in on-premise scenarios, guys, server and everything, every software is installed at your location. IT setup has to be done at your location. For example, if you want to use a software which is on-premise, it means that IT setup, server, and everything will be done at your house, at your company. Okay, so that's the keyword for that. And if you have to use over internet, then the keyword is cloud. So there are two keywords you have to remember: on-premise and cloud. If someone is using on-premise, it means the IT setup and server and everything is within their company locally somewhere. It is in control of that company. Server room has to be there in their company, in their house. If it is cloud, then someone else is managing the IT landscape. So, is there any questions, guys, here? If you want me to explain anything repeatedly, so you can tell me.
सर एक बारी ऑन प्रेमाइज का बता देना फिर से.
Yes, yes. So on-premises use is like that. So for example, you don't want cloud. These days also some companies are there who are concerned about the security. Okay, and if they don't want their data, they have very confidential data which they don't want stored to somewhere in cloud. So what they do the setup in their house or their in their company itself. So what they will do, they will make a server room within their company. They will install some computers there, memory, CPU, servers, internet connection, and after that they will install a firewall so that any outside world people cannot access that, and they will install that application there in that server room, and within that company only people can access that application. So this happens in high for example, in India we have raw, we have this security intelligence company. For like in Israel we have Mossad, we have in America we have, you can say, other security companies, right? So what they do, they don't allow their data to be stored on cloud. They cannot do that because it is a public cloud, right? So that is the reason they don't want to use cloud version of IT landscape. So someone who don't want their data to go outside of their country, outside of their company, they don't deploy the applications on the cloud. They only use on-premise system. So on-premise is a keyword where IT infrastructure will be set up at your location, at your personal location. Is that clear now?
Okay, sir, got it.
Anyone else? Anyone? Any questions?
No, sir.
So next slide is related to the the responsibility, the shared responsibility diagram. This is also equivalent, equally important diagram, guys. So where in the cloud there are multiple type of you can say IT setup. So one of the IT setup is software as a service. This is the diagram for that: software as a service. Then we have platform as a service, and then infrastructure as a service, and then on-premise. Okay. So on the cloud, we have these three types, and there is a fourth type which I just explained. There is an on-premise system. Okay. And on the cloud, there are three type of services this cloud company provide to you. It's not only one flavor. So in software as a service, let me explain what is software as a service. I'll give you one example of software as a service is Gmail. Okay, like you already have all guys like Gmail ID, right? So what is the Gmail? Gmail is a software as a service from the Google, because this is just a software. You don't have to configure anything. You don't have to manage your data. You don't have to install any kind of thing to use Gmail. You just have to install an app. You just have to log into it after creating an account, and everything is managed by Google. Everything is given to you by Google. You just have to just maintain it. I mean, just log in it and use it. That's it. So any service over cloud which you just have to log in, configure and use, it is a software as a service. WhatsApp is a software as a service. Gmail is a software as a service. YouTube is a some same kind of application. Okay, so this is one of the example of software as a service. Now let me give you a platform as a service example. Platform is AWS. AWS is a platform, guys. So within AWS, because if you are a developer, for you, AWS you can consider as a platform, because you are going to develop something there. Why you will use as a developer? If you are a developer, full stack developer, why you will use AWS? To build an application, right? You are not going to watch video there. You are not going to watch movie there, right? You are going to build something by using resources from the AWS. So if you are using some resources to build something on any platform, this become platform as a service if it is on internet. Okay, makes sense to you guys, or I have to explain again?
No, sir, it is okay. It's okay.
Yeah, so platform is something where you are going to use some kind of resources over internet to build something new. So for example, if you are building a new application and you have to use some resources from the cloud, what resources you will use as a full stack developer on cloud? You are going to use database service, you are going to use backend server, you are going to use front end server, and then you are going to deploy an application there. So you need some kind of platform, right, to build something. Platform is something where you are given a space, or you are given a platform to make something new, and now you are able to do that over a cloud. So this is what it called platform as a service. Now next is a infrastructure as a service. So what is infrastructure as a service, guys? Infrastructure is something where addition to the platform, addition to the activity which you were doing previously to make a new application, you require some more activity to be done. So for example, what happened within infrastructure as a service? If I am a developer, if I am going to purchase not platform but infrastructure as a service over AWS, what will happen? I have to, they will give me, AWS will give me only server, bare metal server. They will give me one computer and they will give me, okay, use it. If I will pay only for infrastructure as a service to AWS. So what does it mean? It means like they will just give me a computer over internet, a blank computer, command line terminal will open. I have to install first operating system to that. Operating system can be Linux, can be Windows, can be Mac OS or anything. So that is an additional activity I have to do. Then after operating system, I have to install some other software which is required to build my application. After that, I have to maintain networking, internet connection to that networking, like CCNA, CDNA, and all the things, right? IP hosting and all that I have to manage. So there are lots of things which cloud. If someone is giving me infrastructure as a service, they are just giving me internet. I mean, some server on internet. That's it. A computer on the internet, and I have to do all the setup by myself before developing something on that. But if you are getting platform, you don't need to install operating system. You don't need to install some physical hosting, networking, and data centers. So in infrastructure as a service, you have to install operating system, networking. Your application has to be done, some configuration before doing that, and then lots of other things which you were getting from platform. So that is the problem with infrastructure. It's not a problem. Some company actually want infrastructure to save the cost because they have their own IT people. They can manage that. So they do the purchase of infrastructure as a service, and from the beginning, they manage all the configuration. But some companies say, okay, I don't have that much resources, that much money. I don't have much people. I will just purchase platform and I will just deploy my application. So some people purchase platform as a service. But there are some companies who even don't want to build any application. They just want to use already built applications. So in that case, they will use software as a service. It is clear, guys, because on premise I already explained you in previous. Everything you have to set up, even data center, you have to acquire a place also where, for example, a room you require to install your servers, networking, hosting, everything you will be doing. So on premise is one level ahead.
Okay, sir.
Sir, sir, I have a query.
Mhm.
Sir, why company will prefer infrastructure as a platform service?
Yes. So why they will prefer is like they see they already they want to control everything from the day one. Actually, that's why they want to do in platform as a service. You can't manage your infrastructure. You don't know what operating system is installed by platform provider. You don't know what networking configuration they have done. You can't do the micromanagement actually. So if company want to manage even one level down the resources, like because in platform you cannot manage the memory, you cannot manage networking. How you after your application deployment, where the URL, what URL it will become. Sometimes if you deploy your application, some auto-generated URL will be given to you by platforms, and then you have to use that. So if you want to manage everything after you get the computer, if you want to manage every single thing, security, networking, what software is being installed, some companies are actually doing that. If they are very cautious about their data, if they are very cautious about the security, and they are very cautious about the operating system is being installed behind the scenes, that is the reason people are doing it. If some company don't bother about their software, their platform, or their IT infrastructure, they don't give a damn. They can just purchase the platform and then go ahead. Okay, so it's about the company to company who have resources, who want to do that, they are doing it because of certain, they have some compliances to fulfill. For example, in Dubai or this Saudi Arab or Iraq, Iran region, these oil companies, they don't actually just go by like that to the cloud. Don't do that. They either do on premise or they either do infrastructure as a service, because they take care of the security, they take care of their confidentiality and their data centers where it is being installed, because they don't want their data to be shared with anyone. They don't do that. Infrastructure is also important. That's why it is there in the market. Any question till here, guys?
Sir, I have a question.
Mhm.
Sir, infrastructure as a service will cost more than platform as a service, or just lesser as the responsibility like the
Definitely,
application?
see, definitely, it is going to be costly, because see, cost is not about only money, right? It's all about time. It's all about resources as well, because you required in infrastructure as a service, you required more people to do the same task which platform as a service people are doing it. Because if you see the blue color dots, so infrastructure as a service, people are managing more tasks here. They have to manage operating system, they have to manage network, they have to manage applications, they have to manage identity infrastructure, and rest of the thing which platform as a service people were not doing. Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
Anyone, any question?
Sir, am I correct कि like platform as a service will be some dependent on infrastructure as a service?
Yes, you first need, see, whoever is giving you the platform as a service, they have some infrastructure behind it, right? They need infrastructure for that. So first infrastructure will be there, then on top of that some software will install, then only it will become platform. And then on top of that something is done, then it becomes software as a service.
Basically, they are dependent on each other.
Yes, infrastructure, you need internet connection, server setup, everything, right? Before
Yes.
deploying application and using it. So infrastructure is kind of a building which before you are using the building, you need some kind of material to develop that. You need pillars, you need something, right? Concrete. So infrastructure is that kind of thing. Okay, if no questions, let's move ahead. So these are the top three: Google, AWS, Microsoft Azure. It is not that much important, but since you already know, some of you already might have done, might have used it from your college time, right? AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google. These are top three provider. Alibaba is also there, and Dell is there. There are some other company, Nvidia and all, but not that much. They are providing these cloud services at the moment. So I just put this slide, but not important. Important topic which I wanted to discuss today is this microservice concept. What is the cloud-based application development? What is the microservices? Anyone of you like know what is microservices? Yeah, today's important topic, guys. I wanted to discuss microservices. Anyone of you know what is microservices? Antanu, can you please explain me?
Sir, microservices are sir. These are types of microservices that we use in deploying our application on the cloud platform.
No, incorrect answer. Pratham, can you please explain what is microservice?
So microservices basically we need like small services that by merging all type of services we actually made cloud app, I guess.
Anyone else?
Sir, maybe microservices concept is like we are using contribution of the different blocks. We divide a single application into the detail into the building blocks so that the workload can be easier, and when we
Mhm.
deploy it, it could be easier.
Right, right. Like some part of it, Dev, you have said correct. Anyone else want to, try what is microservice? If they know, please explain me. Uh,
Sir, microservices are small, self-contained programs that work together to
hmm?
form a larger application, sir.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right, right, exactly. So, see, what is a microservice? Let me explain you. And what was the, because you will not be able to judge until I tell you the previous story. So, what was there when microservice was not there? For example, there is microservice which you don't know. For example, let's forget what is microservice. Let me tell you what was happening before microservice previously. There was a monolithic development of application was happening previously. The concept was monolithic. Monolithic was something, everything was developed in one project. There was one project, and if you are a front end developer, no matter whether you are a front end developer, you are a database developer, whether you are a back end developer, everything was developed within that particular project. Every coding, every file was maintained inside that, and if you want to do even single change on any part of application, you have to you can say deploy that application as a whole and that breaks, if one service get breaks somewhere, any file get corrupted somewhere, your whole application will be down. You will not be able to use your application. So everything was so connected within the project in monolithic monolithic kind of application. Everything was so connected, like if one part of application failed, then your whole application will be down. You will not be able to use other part of your application at all. So for example, let me take an example of WhatsApp these days. This application WhatsApp is being developed as a microservice concept, microservices based concept these days. Why? Because for example, if you are not able to use the status of your WhatsApp, status status is a feature actually within WhatsApp, and if you are not able to use the status feature, it doesn't mean you are not able to use chat also. It doesn't mean like that. You will be able to use chat feature without worrying whether my status is working or not, because the status the status services is a different microservice altogether within WhatsApp. Actually, it is like that. So notification service is different, status service is a different, and chat service is itself is a different. And if you are uploading your new profile picture, you are changing your profile picture, that feature is a different service actually. So all together it's making one application. So that's why we call microservices. For example, within WhatsApp, if you had 10 feature, so what WhatsApp company they have done is they have created 10 services behind it. It means 10 different API is there to manage that. If somehow your status API is not working, your chat API is working actually fine. So still you are able to use your application. Okay, but in monolithic that was not the case. If your one service is down, your whole application is down, because it was all one service only. They were using one service only to do everything in monolithic. Then they got this idea, okay, let's break for each feature different services. They got this idea, and this is the name of the idea called microservice. Okay, so microservice is an idea where you separate your service for every feature. So for example, a status is a different endpoint, and your profile upload is a different endpoint. Chat, if you are doing chat on WhatsApp, is a different endpoint. Endpoint means is a API. For example, you have a URL, where the data is coming, data is going. So that's why I'm telling you the API or endpoint. So for every feature, you have a different service altogether. If one service down, you are still able to use your application. So it helps user a lot actually. Your whole application is not going down because of some reason. So did you guys understood what is the benefit of microservices?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So that's the explanation in the slide as well. And if the one of the benefit which I did not explain right now is like one service can be taken care by different team altogether. Like two people I have 10 people, and I created a team of two people. So I can help manage these 5 services by these two people, right? Two people are managing one service, then another two people are managing my different service. So for example, I am a WhatsApp company, I'm managing status, I'm managing chat, and all I have to manage this. So I created a team of two people, and they are all managing different services. The separation of team is happening, and each team is having their own ownership of their features basically. For example, team A, I'll say you guys have to just manage WhatsApp status service. Then team B, you just have to manage chat service. Then team separation is happening, and they are deploying their own feature independently actually, via managing API or whatever the feature they want to add. They are managing it separately, and they are not dependent on each other actually. If something got broke, team on the status, then team A has to work independently and fix the issue. So microservices concept is very helpful to basically modularize your application, to deploy your application easily and scaling at the demand, and it also increases the reusability. And one of the important is resistance to the failure. So this resistance to the failure concept only I explained you previously. If one service is down, your application is still running and you just have to fix that particular service only. Right? So this is clear, guys, or not? We will
Clear.
we will be seeing that itself because this is just a theory. But from next week onward, we will be doing it and we will be seeing it. What is the benefit of it? There is a another concept, Cloud Foundry, which I will try to cover mostly next week only. But I want you guys to explore little bit and read it over internet. Okay, so Cloud Foundry, guys, I'll just explain high level what is Cloud Foundry. So understand this, guys. Like I just explained in previous slide, we have AWS, we have Azure, we have GCP, right? So because of these days multiple vendors are there. It is not only this AWS, GCP, Azure. It's more than that. Alibaba is there. Dell is now is also a cloud company, and there are multiple other companies these days in the market. And what is happening, like when this company arises, right? Recently there is a problem arise, like for the developer. For example, you are a developer, and uh, and you are in a company, for example, and initially your company was using AWS for developing an application and deploying on AWS. They were deploying on AWS, your application working fine. After 2 years, Azure came. After 2 years, Azure came in the market and they giving the same services in cheaper price. For example, AWS initially was giving database service for 5 rupees, for example, and your company was purchasing that database for 5 rupees. Now Azure came into the market and they said, okay, database service I am giving you in 2 rupees for a year. So now market competition happened. Okay, and after that Google came, okay, I'll give you this database service in 1 rupees. So because of that, initially people got confused, and initially when they were deploying their application on AWS, then they said to the developer, okay, now deploy the database on Azure. Okay, because they have to save the cost itself for the company, right? Whoever is giving the cheaper price of the services, company were moving from one platform to another platform. And because of that, problem arises in, like, developer has to maintain. First they have to learn AWS, then they were learning after 2 years Azure, then after that they were learning actually Google, because every platform is having their own syntax. They have their own service name, different service name, and they have their own way of working actually. So deploying on GCP is different than deploying on GCP on Azure, or in AWS actually. The deployment and the other syntax is different. So that's why this Cloud Foundry concept came in the market. Actually, it is an open source technology and it is a platform actually. What it does is, like, it is a kind of a software which company has to install. It's open source software, and behind the scenes it manage all the resources actually. For example, I have purchased one database from AWS. I have purchased a backend service from Google, and I have purchased one service from Azure because of the cheaper rate. I what I did, I just installed one software on top of all my platforms as a Cloud Foundry software, which is a Cloud Foundry software. And behind the scenes, Cloud Foundry manage all different resources from different platforms, and I just need to interact only one platform, which is Cloud Foundry. I don't need to understand the syntax for AWS. I don't need to understand the syntax what is Azure and Google is working. I just have to understand the syntax of Cloud Foundry. So it helps the developer to deploy application fast on the cloud actually. So because now you don't have to understand three different platforms, you just understand one platform, okay, and you will be able to deploy your application fast. And what it help your companies to purchase different resources from three different domains or three different cloud platforms. Did you understood what problem it is solving, this platform?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyone who did not understood can let me know. I will explain again. Okay, this is an open source platform, guys, and it is helping developers or technical people mostly even companies also it is happening, because somehow they are now able to purchase resources from different cloud platforms. Previously what they were doing, if Cloud Foundry is not there, for example guys, you will not be able to use Azure, AWS and Google at one point of time. You have to deploy application. For example, you want your application to deploy in Singapore, also for Singapore people. For example, you want to deploy your application for American people, and you want to deploy application for Europe people in London. You have one application and you want application to be live in three different regions. One is Singapore, one is America, one is London. How you will do that? The problem is, if Cloud Foundry is not there in Singapore, for example, Google is not there. Google has not yet opened their data center in Singapore, so only AWS is there now. But the problem is, in America you were using Google, you are an American company, in America you were using Google, but you want open that application in Singapore, but in Singapore Google is not there, Google data center is not there, only AWS is there or Azure is there. So same problem in is London. In London neither AWS is there nor Google is there, only Azure is there. So the problem, you have to interact three different you can say infrastructures, cloud provider, and you have to deploy application in three different data centers, three different type of data centers. Okay, so because of that Cloud Foundry came into the market. It says, okay, you, if you want to deploy your application in three different regions, three different data center, you don't have to worry about the deployment part, because syntax is different, everything is different. We will manage that, our software manage that, which is Cloud Foundry, and you just deploy your application on Cloud Foundry only, and behind the scenes all the connections of your IT infrastructure from different region, different server, you do that with Cloud Foundry only. So developer will only be learning one syntax, which is Cloud Foundry, and they are not going to learn any three different kind of syntax. So it make my team, which is technical team, life easy, kind of, right? They are just learning one syntax only, which is Cloud Foundry, and the syntax are very easy. Okay, it's like few commands you just have to learn, and after learning these few commands, your application will be live and it will be managed automatically by this Cloud Foundry. You guys understood
Yes, sir.
what problem it was solving?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Take, you understood?
Yes.
Just one. Use
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pratham.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. Anyone left who did not understood? Shantanu, Harshit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood.
Understood, sir.
Okay. So this is what I explained here, guys. Deploy your application on deploy your application on Cloud Foundry, and it is automatically managed behind the scenes infrastructure. Whether you want resources from AWS, Azure, or Google, it doesn't matter. Okay. And Foundry is an open source platform. Cloud Foundry is a very lightweight, and you can say developer can handle it's very easily. There are few commands. Syntax is very easy, guys. You guys will be using Cloud Foundry a lot. Actually, our application deployment will happen in BTP only on Cloud Foundry. So you guys have, what you have to do, you have to read all the information around it over internet, make yourself comfortable over Cloud Foundry, and from next week onwards, as I said, when we will be developing application, we will be deploying on Cloud Foundry only. So make sure you know theoretical part at least about Cloud Foundry, what it is, what is the website, official website. Just watch few videos over internet, read more blogs about it, what is Cloud Foundry and all, and what are the, you can say, commands of it. So just make yourself comfortable around it, because we will be using for our application deployment only Cloud Foundry.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay,
So
sir.
this is a high level architecture of Cloud Foundry. Cloud Foundry actually support multiple languages to be deployed. It provides you a runtime environment, and behind the scenes you can say there can be any platform. You developer don't have to worry, because on top of the your cloud infrastructure, Cloud Foundry software has been installed, and behind the scenes it doesn't matter whether you are using Google, Microsoft, AWS, or any IT landscape. Since you have installed Cloud Foundry, your application will be deployed within Cloud Foundry only, and it is automatically managing all the resources from different cloud sources, cloud providers. Okay, and you can deploy application in Java, you can deploy application in Node.js, Python, Go, Ruby, PHP, even web application you can deploy here. And you can use any kind of databases also which is interacted by Cloud Foundry, like HANA, Postgre, Mongo, Redis, RabbitMQ. A lot you can do over here. It is a cloud platform, guys, runtime environment, and it is just to help developer to avoid learning multiple syntaxes from different cloud provider. It is solving that problem actually. So you just have to learn one syntax, easy to deploy, easy to manage, and SAP is using that. SAP BTP is using that platform because of this reason only. Like they don't want their developer to burden with different syntaxes. So they created a BTP platform where they install the Cloud Foundry runtime, and you just have to deploy your application on Cloud Foundry. That's it. Okay, so in the next session, we will be introducing you SAP. What is SAP and what is their SAP solution and what is BTP and all. Till here, actually, it was very generic sessions which we have already covered in this weekend itself. We are going very fast, so I will request everyone, do not skip any sessions, guys. Okay, it is very important you to attend each and every class. Because if you will even miss one class, you will be far behind. Okay, and it is very risky to join next class after that. So that's my recommendation. So within 2-3 weeks only, we will be closing everything. You will be full stack developer. You will be deploying application end to end within 2-3 weeks itself. So our target is what is this? July, end of July. I want each one of you to develop end-to-end applications. This is our target. So this is going to happen within next 2-3 weeks itself. So there will be lots of assignments which you have to cover over the weekend. I'll be sharing the links and the steps which you have to complete this assignment. It is mostly theoretical and few certifications you have to achieve. So it will be by SAP, these certifications. So you have to complete that assignments and earn the certificates and share it with us over email once you complete it.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay then. Thank you everyone. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.